Welcome to Gun News Review. A federal appeals court Friday upheld the constitutionality of two California laws restricting the ability of people to buy and carry firearms, rejecting appeals by gun rights advocates. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals rejected challenges to Unsafe Handgun Act requirements that new semi-automatic pistols have chamber load indicators, magazine detachment mechanisms, both meant to limit accidental discharges, and microstamp their makes, models, and serial numbers onto fired shell casings. Gun rights advocates said the handgun law violated their Second Amendment rights, that both laws violated their 14th Amendment equal protection rights. Minnesota is the latest state to file a lawsuit to overturn a recent decision by the federal government to allow the online publication of 3D printed gun plans. Attorney General Lori Swanson said in a statement that undetectable and untraceable 3D guns in the wrong hands should concern everyone. The lawsuit filed Friday seeks an injunction to prevent the publication of 3D printed gun blueprints online and alleges violations of federal law and the U.S. Constitution. Minnesota is part of a coalition of 19 states and the District of Columbia now litigating the matter. Ohio Governor John Kasich says he will allow legislation to become law that allows military service members and veterans to get or renew Ohio concealed handgun permits without paying a fee or going through training. The governor announced that he allowed Senate Bill 81 to take effect without his signature to protest state legislators stalling on passing his package of gun policy reforms. Right now, people who have been Ohio residents for 5 years must pay $67 for an initial license and $50 for a renewal. Those who moved to the state recently must pay $77 initially and $60 to renew. West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey has announced his office has granted concealed carry recognition with North Carolina and 9 other states. North Carolina will continue to recognize both concealed carry handgun licenses and provisional licenses issued to West Virginians 18 years and older. In addition to North Carolina, the Attorney General's office also recently affirmed concealed carry reciprocity with Alaska, Arizona, Georgia, Indiana, Louisiana, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, and Wyoming. The Washington, D.C.-based Violence Policy Center released a study claiming that innocent victims continue to be fatally wounded by private citizens with concealed carry permits. The gun control advocacy group says concealed handgun permit holders are responsible for over 1,200 deaths not involving self-defense since 2007. It says 31 of the incidents were fatal mass shootings, as defined by federal law, 3 or more victims, resulting in the deaths of 147 victims. The group says at least 21 law enforcement officers have died at the hands of concealed carry killers since May of 2007. You're listening to Gun News Review. In North Carolina, voters in November will decide whether to amend the state constitution to make their state the 22nd to protect hunting and fishing as a right. But some animal welfare and environmental groups are concerned that the initiative's vague language could keep the state from restricting unsafe or inhumane hunting methods. Supporters of the constitutional amendment say extremists are attacking hunting across the country. And some others say the proposal is meant to prevent future restrictions on hunting as North Carolina continues to grow rapidly. A week after one of his players was found with a loaded AR-15 in his car, first-year Florida coach Dan Mullen said he has a no-weapons policy that nonetheless does allow players to own guns. Many players seemed confused by that policy. Several said they believed the team policy offered no wiggle room regarding guns, but Mullen tried to explain his no-weapons policy.
I have a no-weapons policy, but I think it's not like you're not allowed to have a gun. We live in a country where that's one of your rights. Our no weapons policy is about the education. It's when and where would be the appropriate times to have it.
And Sturm Ruger and Company's second quarter 2018 earnings of 86 cents per share reflected an annual rise of 51% from 57 cents. The company says the increase can be attributed to year-over-year increase in its gross profit as well as operating income. The company's net sales came in at $128.4 million. That was down 2.6% from the prior year of $131.8 million. The company blames lower production volumes for the decline. Firearms sales, which comprise almost 99% of total sales, decreased 2.7% on a year-over-year basis, while casting sales improved 3.7%. You've been listening to Gun News Review, comprehensive and concise.